Hello, welcome to Michael's Microtonal Method, episode 2. Let's delve into the Fifth Harmonic, and we'll start right in the middle of the double horn. So, horn and F, no valves. Here we go. There we were. Harmonics 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's Fifth Harmonic, major third above the Fourth Harmonic, major sixth above the Third Harmonic, major 10th above the Second Harmonic, 2 octaves plus a major third above the fundamental. Going further into the realm of interval relationships, it's worth noting bringing forth the major triad. So we can hear this as harmonics 3, 4, 5. Second inversion, or 4, 5, 6. So the relationship between harmonics and just intonation, which is expressed as ratios, can be made clear. They are the same set of oral relationships. This is important to note because the sounds of just intonation have been described for many centuries before the understanding of harmonics came about. Ancient Greek musicians and music theorists explored dividing lengths of vibrating string into simple ratios. A string divided into 2 equal parts provides the musical interval of the octave. So this is called the ratio 2 to 1. A string divided into 3 equal parts provides the musical interval of the perfect 12th to the full string and a perfect 5th to the half string. These are the ratios of 3 to 1 and 3 to 2. We covered these and scales derived from them in episode 1. They are the Pythagorean intervals, also called 3-limit intervals. A string divided into 5 equal parts provides the musical interval of the major 17th to the full string, a major 10th to the half string, a major 6th to the third of the string, and the major third to the quarter of the string. So here we are again. So the major triad, you just heard, ratio 4 to 5 to 6. The major third, ratio 5 to 4. The perfect fifth, which is the ratio 6 to 4, harmonic 6 to 4 or 3 to 2, same interval. And the minor third, ratio 6 to 5. Comparing these ratios to standard keyboard intervals and cents, we see the major third, 400 cents and 12-tone equal temperament, and 386 cents between the fourth and fifth harmonics. So that's 14 cents narrower. The minor third is 300 cents and 12-tone equal temperament, and 316 cents between the fifth and sixth harmonics. So that's 16 cents wider. It's important to be clear that we've now met 2 just intonation major thirds. The 3-limit one from a series of perfect fifths, easily played as C to G to D to A to E, or simply as C to D and D to E. Here. So. Or. Getting up to E. Alright, so if we just line the harmonics and the valves of the horn, make those right the same, then this E will be the 3-limit E, the Pythagorean major third, right? So, and the 5-limit one we just played before, and then the upper octave And we've also met two just intonation minor thirds. The 3-limit one, I'm starting on E. Which gives a narrow minor third, and the 5-limit one, which is the wider one. In this case, I try to keep the G the same, so the E's are different. The 3-limit minor third is narrow, 284 cents, and the 5-limit one is wide, 316 cents. The difference is 22 cents. To be more precise, 21.5. So, the two E's, right? We get that playing horn and G, 9th harmonic of horn and G. We can line up the horn and A to match, which would be the 8th harmonic, and or the horn and F, the 10th. So the difference between the two is that comma. And this is, as promised, the most accessible microtonal interval on the horn. The relationship between Pythagorean major third and 5-limit major third. This relation is called the syntonic comma, or the comma of Didymus. It is extremely important in Western music. If you see me leaning over, I'm coming up close to the microphone. Excuse me if the volume changes too much. The major third, when sung in 3-limit tuning, was considered a dissonance way back in the day. This is back in medieval times, right? English choristers started singing triads with the narrower major third, right? This provides a beautiful sonorous sounding third and a sonorous sounding triad, which became a new consonance and a much prized one at that. Keyboards needed to be able to provide such tuning. Thus began the long, fascinating history of temperament and tempering intervals to fit a suitable number of desired triads into quite a limited number of physical spaces in each octave on the keyboard. And also desired was the ability to change the tonal center of the musical items, the key center. All right? The two types of minor thirds can be useful when playing chords. For instance, chord 2, let's say it's a chord starting on a D. If we choose to play the D, F as a narrow minor third, right, the Pythagorean minor third, then we don't have to shift the D when we change from chord 2 to chord 5. They all fit nicely. The minor third, I reckon, sounds pretty darn good. And look, I think there's a different emotional feel about the different types of minor thirds. And the wider one, to me, is not quite as sad. It's a little bit more open. So there's uses for both, and especially in chord structures, right? We'd still have to find ways to muck around with chord 4. The A between the 6th note of the scale, for instance, would have to change from chord 4 to chord 2. So we're going to have the comma shift somewhere. I don't mind this personally. and I think it fits much better there than shifting a D or the second note of the scale. If it's in C major, shifting the second note of the scale is more problematic, I find. All right, so in episode 1 we made up scales from perfect fifth intervals, scales from combinations of, but we can also make up scales from combinations of the fifth harmonic intervals. And we can get easy to play scales with the French horn just as it sits. So let's take a horn in F and then find that same G. I'm just going to shift this third slide here of the F horn out a bit so we can match our G's, right? And then, so we've got chord 1 and chord 5 and chord 4. So there's the major scale played from 3 major triads, chords 1, chord 4, chord 5, very simply using the harmonics of the horn. Sure, we have to use the C horn, but there's ways to do it in a bunch of keys. Very simple to do. All right, so we get all these. All right, and you can easily find other fingerings, get the same set of relationships. Works really nicely. Alright, so there's a short introduction to using the fifth harmonic on the horn in different ways, and obviously there's a lot more we can do, but we'll leave it there today.